What is going on YouTube? Hayden Schreier making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. More specifically, we're going to be focusing on a couple of things. Yesterday, I made a video basically discussing once again when the breakout is going to be happening within XRP and Bitcoin. And we're starting to see that uptrend that I mentioned yesterday in today's video as well as today's market. You can see on Bitcoin, we're slowly starting to approach what appears to be a big resistance and what could ultimately lead to a small retracement, and then that potential breakout. As well as within Ethereum, you can see the uptrend is starting. XRP, the uptrend has slowly started. Litecoin, the same thing. All the cryptocurrencies are merely starting to correct to the upside. You can even see on the current coin market cap that I'm currently refreshing. For the most part, all these cryptocurrencies are up ever so slightly compared to yesterday. We're up about 2 to 3%, but we are starting to see a small uptrend. You'll notice that Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and a lot of the other cryptocurrencies are kind of in sync with each other as they head higher. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. Remember, we do a giveaway on every single Friday, like today. All you have to do to enter is comment hashtag CryptoTV down below and subscribe. As you guys know, because it's Friday, we have to do the random drawing raffle. I actually did this kind of to weed out all of the wrong comments or spam comments. You can see I entered the URL right there, and the comment winner is right here, and it is Confused1985 who commented hashtag CryptoTV. So make sure to comment down below in today's video or another video your Bitcoin address so I can send that to you. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. So as you guys can see, the past couple of days we have been discussing a few things, more so calling out this small movement on crypto, on XRP, on Bitcoin. You can see then we discussed that there was a big descending triangle forming, symmetrical triangle on others, that ultimately led to a point that could break in major volume. I do think major volume will come. We're going to have to figure out whether or not it breaks bullish or bearish and capitalize off that movement. Now, taking your focus now onto the other cryptocurrencies, we can look at XRP, more specifically Bitcoin as well. You'll notice that we did start the uptrend due to the fact that we were oversold, which is what I mentioned in yesterday's video. And you can see that today we are starting to see more movement to the upside. And it makes sense. It really does make sense. Obviously, if you guys wanted to capitalize off this, I said even in yesterday's video, you can buy in, leverage this position higher, but I don't want to take a big risk like that just yet. I more so want to buy in at the breakout, which is merely in less than a month. So I want to wait, consolidate, and conserve my money and energy for that time while monitoring the market as such. Now you'll see on XRP we are starting to see this small, very small movement to the upside, but you'll notice on the 4-hour we're starting to get very close to being overbought, which would ultimately lead to us retracing lower. Notice how we're getting very close to the high-low MMA on the 4-hour, which would ultimately probably be the cap on this currency, on XRP. If we do decide to go any higher, it will probably hit 27 cents before retracing lower. I mean, that is still really good profit considering we're only at 23 cents right now. This would ultimately be a 16% gain, or from where we started, it would be a 34% gain. Now that's honestly a huge profit. So if you guys did buy in here and are starting to make money off this uptrend, good for you guys. That's great. Definitely check out DueDEX. It's the second link in the description. And I'll discuss with you more so, or it's the first link in the description. I will discuss with you more so this bullish breakout that we're starting to see here on Bitcoin, because it does look amazing. And I do want to discuss with you how high we will be going before seeing any sort of immediate retracement. But you'll notice once again that we are starting to move back up, mirroring overbought on the 4-hour. We're going to hit that high-low MMA and probably see retracement. And when you look at things at a bigger scale, which you can consider the daily, we'll even jump to the weekly. We're really in a very small movement, and it won't be by much. You can see that there is a major descending triangle forming on the coin, and this very small leap, it's very short term, and it won't be for very long unless we can see a confirmation break, which would ultimately send us up to the high-low middle moving average, which would be great, but it's very unlikely that we would see that 40% move just yet. We may have to retest 16 cents before hitting rock bottom and then shooting up to 40 cents. But ultimately right now we would probably head back up, retest this resistance, and then consolidate lower back down to around 16 cents, which we will short on the way down on DueDEX, and then, you know, make money on the way back up to 40 cents, whatever. Now, we wouldn't be shorting it on XRP, more specifically, it would be on Bitcoin, and it leads me to discuss with you what exactly is happening with Bitcoin. So notice that we do have this descending triangle on the RSI, which did finally break bullish. This will ultimately lead us probably to retest overbought before starting to consolidate back down. But the great thing to notice is that on this chart, you can see a couple of things. We're in some sort of uptrend right here. You'll notice the bigger picture, we're starting to near what appears to be the top resistance. One thing that we've had since the beginning of 2019 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now going to be 7 confirmations that this is a resistance. It's here to stay. Good chance we're not going to break through here. Probably going to retest this, then consolidate back down or trend on top of it, coming back into this point right here, and then we'll see that big volume flash that we're expecting. You can see on the 4-hour as well, very similarly, we are testing overbought, which is something to consider. Why I don't think we're going to be heading much higher up with the rest of the market. Bitcoin leads all these cryptocurrencies, but with Bitcoin on the 4-hour leading to not only an uptrend hitting overbought, it's also hitting the high-low MMA on the 4-hour, which is a good reason why I don't think we're going to head much higher. And if we did, it would only be up to maybe 7,900, which is still a big profit. Obviously, from 67 to 78, it's a big profit. But I'm ultimately expecting this to rebound downwards. And I could short this. I may actually consider shorting it on the trend back downwards to around 6,800, or we're going to consolidate outwards. It's a very small risk. Obviously, this was the biggest improvement, and I did actually make some small change off of this uptrend. I didn't wait for this. You can see there's always these scalability patterns, very similar to what we saw here with these movements. The same thing is happening here again, this like step-like pattern. We could either expect to see a retracement like this back down and then consolidate up, or we could see something just float around like this and then see that ultimate breakout. So it's a very, very, very small time limit left. You can see it's literally just this. We're literally just waiting on this close right here. Honestly, it's even shorter than that. I can just move this right here. I'd say it's about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 7, 14, 21. Yeah, about 3 weeks left before we see the real confirmation, the true value of where Bitcoin is going to be heading. So I'm honestly going to wait those 3 weeks. I don't think it's worth making these short-term plays when this could ultimately lead to a 80%, 90% profit very quickly in rapid volume. So I'm going to hold off my investment until I see a confirmation there and then an uptrend. I mean, maybe will I invest on the short the fall that we could see back down to around 6,900, but I think if you did buy in back at 6,700 and you're still holding right now, I'd probably take some profits if it were me, due to the fact that we're hitting the RSI and the fact that I do expect some retracement, and it's probably not going to go much higher right now. But ultimately, we're going to come into this point right here and then see some confirmation of volume leading to some sort of breakout, bullish breakout to the upside, or a retracement lower. But this is, either way, this is going to be some pretty big profit to be made, whether we buy and leverage upwards or we short and leverage downwards. One of those two is what's coming for the market. Now, in regards to Litecoin looks really good, hitting the bottom of its support in its descending fractal. It honestly looks like it could head higher. Being so low on its RSI on the daily gives us plenty of room to move higher. The 4-hour, we're coming close to the high-low MMA, so we may consolidate in between this channel right here. We could just trend sideways before hitting resistance, but honestly on the daily we look really good in regards to heading higher. We're extremely undervalued in regards to the weekly. The daily, though, does look to mean like there's going to be some sort of consolidation or a slight push to around $53, and then we could see that same retracement happen. Otherwise, I don't think there's much more we have to consider. It's merely, I mean, you can, if you guys haven't yet signed up for DueDEX, I highly recommend you do. This is a great way to profit right here. It allows you to buy long as well as sell short. I used to use Coinbase Pro. I still kind of do, but for the most part, I've switched over to DueDEX because of how easy it is to use. The fact that I can sell and short on Bitcoin when we do fall and make profit, as well as have that option to leverage trade and make more profit off of money that this company is lending me, is pretty awesome. That does come with more risk, but it is something to be aware of, that you can make ultimately more money off of a smaller investment. I know a lot of you guys are doing that as well. But you can also consider doing, immediate or cancel, fill or kill, good till cancel. There's tons of different available options and available things on this chart, and I do think it is something to consider. I've made some really good trades as well as learning a lot of things on the on DueDEX. Certain things that if you guys want me to go over again, I definitely can. In regards to certain positions get liquidated if it drops too low. I was anticipating to just buy it in and ride it out. Like I originally bought it at 78.50, currently at 76, and I do think we're going to go higher. Or 77, and I do think we're going to go higher. So if I did buy in there, you can see that we immediately came back up, and I anticipate us to move up even higher in the long term. But it does liquidate you if you leverage too big and it has a big drop, even if we consolidate up to higher levels the next day. And also, it does charge you, I think, 10 cents per 8-hour period, which is a small amount considering how quickly this moves, but it is something to consider when buying, and that's kind of what's keeping me back from holding on in this trend right here. I would have invested, but I mean, it is too late, and I do think we're going to head lower. We can always catch the next one. Otherwise, that's going to wrap up today's episode. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.